Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. It is Hugo Quintanilla here with another live. Thank you for tuning in for yet another live, ladies and gentlemen. This is your space, 15, 20 minutes a day to learn about real estate and how it can benefit you. So if you have any questions or would like to leave your comments down below, please do not hesitate and do so. My phone number is 240-389-4846. Again, that's 240-389-4846. We are live on YouTube and on Facebook this evening. And the replay will be on YouTube as well at Hugo for Long and Foster if you would be interested. And also follow the TikTok too at Hugo for Long and Foster. My email is hugo@lnf.com and my website is yourrealtorhugo.com. Enough about introductions, ladies and gentlemen. I know you're here for one reason and one reason only, and it's day number 7 of your ultimate 30-day home selling blueprint. I know. I'm sorry. Okay, it's taken me all day. This stuff does not write itself. So now, I hope that you've had a great day, a great end to your week. And if you're not familiar with this series, in this series, we are trying to get you on the road to selling your home in 30 days. And this guide is tailored to fit all of that plan in 30 days to help homeowners get ready to sell their homes. The first week was preparing before the realtor arrives, and that has helped us assess your home's condition needs. Week 2, where we've actually focused on preparing for the realtor's evaluation. And that's where we've gone through day 6 through 10, getting organized for the realtor's visit. Yesterday, we saw declutter and depersonalize your home, creating an inviting atmosphere. Go ahead and check that out if you haven't seen it. And today, we're going to be looking at deep clean your home, paying attention to high traffic areas and key selling points. For tomorrow, we'll be looking at researching staging techniques or consider hiring a professional stager for advice. Day 9 will be collect important documents related to your property, including maintenance records and warranties. And lastly, for this week, day 10 would be prepare a list of questions and concerns to discuss with the realtor during their evaluation. So you can see already within 10 days, we've gone from 0 to 100 and gotten the property already in the best shape that we've had it probably in the last 3 to 5 years. So day 7, we're going to focus on cleaning and really pinpointing the traffic areas, the high traffic areas that are going to be the most influential in new home buyers purchasing your home. So, very easily, going right off the top, no pun intended, is dust and wipe the surfaces. It is the simplest way to make a brand new space look even better. Wipe down all surfaces, including countertops, tables, shelves, and furniture. And just make sure that you're using appropriate materials and cleaners for each surfaces that you're on. So, for example, if you're on granite, if you're on quartz, if you're on wood, if you're on different types of wood, if you're on unfinished wood, these are all things that you want to keep in mind. You don't want to damage a property and don't want to damage the stuff inside of it if it's going to convey. Something to keep in mind too, if you also want to leave some of the furniture inside the property, if it's what you think of doing eventually. The next thing I would suggest doing is clean the windows and mirrors. Mirrors, like we talked about the other day, can help expand a space, but when they're dirty, they can make a space look horrible. They make it look not only just more small, but also just dirty all over. When you start to see these little specks and dusts and fingerprints, it just really does a number on the mind to look at all of that. So cleaning off mirrors is an easy way to expand the space again and get it looking tip top. And then cleaning windows is just making sure that you can see as well as you can from inside out as you can outside in. And it's just, you need it. You need to get that light in there. You need to get that new home feel back in there. You need to open it up and air it out. And that's one of the easiest ways is cleaning out the windows and also making sure that they work and function properly, which you should have done yesterday and last week with your contractors and everything else too. Now, someone asked me like, how am I supposed to get this all done on time and this and this? This is why this is a plan, and this is if you follow the steps for each day, you can actually you'll see this all falls in line with you selling your home. So there's no rush. Just do it at your own pace. This isn't a one size fits all 30 days I'm going to sell my home. But if you do these tasks, you will be in such a great position to sell your property this year. So another common sense thing but often overlooked is mopping floors. Vacuuming, a lot of people do. They vacuum the floors. But mopping, a lot of people will broom or they'll vacuum, but mopping the floors could actually greatly improve the appearance of tile and other surfaces. Vacuum carpet and rugs thoroughly, mop hardwood floors in high traffic areas. It's a common sense thing, but again, make sure that you're doing it. I would also highly suggest that you're taking care of protecting the flooring. If you're using hardwood floor, make sure that that is not being damaged by the materials that you're using to clean that up. And also, just be mindful of any best practices that you might have when going from two different surfaces. So from the point of hardwood to carpet and carpet to tile, anything it might be. You don't want the material that you're using to clean one to get the other one dirty. Focus on kitchens and bathrooms. I've told you this several times before that kitchens and bathrooms sell properties. It's always been that way. Scrub and sanitize kitchen countertops, sinks, faucets, and appliances. Clean and disinfect bathroom surfaces, including sinks, toilets, tubs, and showers. Make sure this is done. You can tell when it's not. And a little bit of elbow grease in this area can save you a lot of money and also save you a lot of headache in trying to get the property sold in a quick fashion. Clean appliances. And this again goes back to redoing the kitchen and making sure that it's clean. 9 times out of 10, most homeowners will not keep their appliances because their appliances have either, died or are not in good shape, or they've decided to upgrade them before they sell. So cleaning is something that is left sometimes to when you're owning the material, the appliance, but deep clean the interiors and exteriors of appliances such as ovens, microwaves, and refrigerators. It's worth it. It is, again, like the bathroom, taking a little bit of extra time here. You have to think about the end result. These are the places where people eat, where they drink. These are the places where they prepare food, where they prepare bottles for babies. So we need them to look clean and in good, safe working order. No one wants to go in and have an oven that doesn't work and have to call the landlord and it become a thing, or have a microwave that doesn't work and have to call the landlord and it become a thing. So at the end of the day, it is imperative that this stuff is done first. Just save yourself the headache. I know it's costly, but keep in mind what you can't do yourself, you can delegate. And I would highly recommend you delegating it to a house cleaner or someone that can do it better than yourself. That's what they get paid for. So, if you don't have the gumption or the wherewithal to do this yourself, leave it and then set up a task list of the things that you need to clean and then hire an appropriate crew to do it. Just don't really haggle too much on the price because really like the work is hard, and having to do the work in a good fashion and a timely fashion takes either a lot of people or a lot of diligence to detail. So make sure you're paying these service workers appropriately. It is not easy. It is not an easy profession. And I would definitely suggest that you look at reviews and look at people and referrals that you might have from people that you know, because Those workers, house cleaners, janitors, service people in that field are necessary and so instrumental. If it weren't for them during the lockdown, we would have had such an issue showing properties. And really, they were the ones that were there cleaning them day in, day out, and in between, clients. So if you can't do it yourself, get someone to do it professionally. Polish fixtures and hardware. Polish and shine fixtures, handles, hardware throughout the house. You got to do it. It just makes the property so much nicer. Those little attention to details that make the property just gleam. And that's what you want. You want people to be like, wow, they spent money here. They did this. Wow, they got a crew to come in. It might have just been you and your husband. It just might have been you and, your wife just doing this whole thing on the weekends. But you took your time, you did it, and it looks great. And people love it. Dust and vacuum furniture, vacuum upholstery furniture, and dust wooden or metal furniture. Make sure that you do that. It is the most embarrassing thing in the world when you have to sit down and all of a sudden you just see a poof of dust come up from everyone. You hate to see it, and it kind of turns you off from the whole property. I know it's not the end all be all, but you don't want people, you know, kind of being turned off, and something as little as that can really turn someone off from a property. You got to be careful. You just never know what could be the thing that just pushed someone over the edge on that place. So, you know, refresh bedding and linens. Change and refresh bed linens, pillowcases, and towels in bathrooms. I know. They're not going to be used, they're just for show, but you want to make it look nice. You want to keep it presentable. So, you will sporadically, from time to time, have to make sure that these are nice and fluffed and maintained. Don't keep a lot of pieces there. If you need to, just keep one set there. But you want to keep this sort of idea that there is someone still living in the home, just to kind of keep the whole ambiance and make people dream about themselves in the property. And towels, linens, especially if they're white and very easy neutral colors, they're very easy on the eyes, and people love to use them to envision the property. They love to have a couple of beds, a dresser, some things like that to show that, hey, this is a room. I know it's obvious, but sometimes it really does help in the visualization process when you have a queen size bed already in the property. Address HVAC vents and filters. This one is a huge one because instantly you'll feel the benefits. If you're feeling a little bit of stuffiness in the air in your home, if you've been sneezing or coughing a lot, especially after the flu and cold season, every 3 months you should be changing your air filter. And if you don't know how to change your air filter, it's been too long. So please learn how to change your air filter. Take a picture, Google it, YouTube the how to change it, and go buy or find an air filter at your local Home Depot or Lowe's and change it. It needs to be changed at least every 3 months because, especially in areas where you get all 4 seasons, you have pollen, you have debris, you have stuff that comes in and out of the property. And that filter is the first line of defense against a lot of that. So making sure that that's clean, that's direct air coming into the property. So the only way to not really have to change an air filter is to not use a system. And if you're not using the system, then what are you really purchasing a home for or leasing out for? It's really, the stuff is there to be used. And sometimes, and I'll be honest with you as well, that items, especially larger appliances, will break if they are not used. It is the darndest thing. It's almost like, in the olden days they used to call it gremlins. Gremlins come in and dismantle a thing, but it's almost like these things, from lack of use, will just decay. Almost using them once in a while is almost more beneficial than not using them at all or preserving them. So it's kind of crazy when you think of it like that. And lastly, guys, we are going to be looking at tidy outdoor areas. If applicable, sweep and clean outdoor spaces like patios, decks, or entryways. Deep cleaning these areas will help create a pristine and inviting environment, making a positive impression on potential home buyers during home showings or visits. And it's super simple. The outside area, even though you can't clean it per se, making sure it's free of debris, making sure that it's nicely landscaped, making sure that it's very neat and organized and presentable does so much to the mind. Because remember, we're thinking about the first 8 seconds that someone gets out of the car and looks at the property. Even when they're driving by it, you only have but so much time to look at it before you make a judgment on it and keep driving. So we want to take advantage of that moment that they see it. They go to the sign and they go back to the house and they're like, I want to see it. That's what we want. So the 10 things to do for day number 7 were dust and wipe surfaces, clean windows and mirrors, vacuum and mop floors, focus on kitchens and bathrooms, clean appliances, polish fixtures and hardware, dust and vacuum furniture, refresh bedding and linens, address HVAC vents and filters, and lastly, tidy outdoor areas. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, this has been your daily real estate block to learn a little bit more about real estate and how it can benefit you. If you have any questions, I am always here to help. My name is Hugo Quintanilla. I am licensed in Maryland with Long and Foster, North Potomac, Rockville. My email is hugo@lnf.com. My phone number is 240-389-4846. And my website is yourrealtorhugo.com. It is always a pleasure to have you here every evening. As I said earlier, tomorrow we are going to be looking at day 8 in the 30-day selling guide. And that is actually going to be research staging techniques or consider hiring a professional stager for advice. And keep in mind, guys, the realtor hasn't even shown up yet. So you've already cleaned the place, you've already decluttered it. The place is starting to look amazing. Now we're just going to figure out what to do with your furniture and if we need to bring in more furniture to make it look more or less like a home. So tomorrow I will help you do that. If you have any questions between now and then, feel free and reach out. And as always, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you tomorrow. Oh, please check out the new video tour for the listing on 12704 Sesame Seed Court. It's a short one, so please check it out on YouTube. Spend a lot of time on it. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you tomorrow.